Well, hello everyone. Thank you for coming back for part two. Part one had ended kind of abruptly, but I wanted to start part two with showing you the tools that are available out there for Aramaic word study. And again, these are just tools that I've stumbled across. Um, First one, I definitely need to give full credit to a person I respect very much, Chaim Ben Torah of Chaim Ben Torah Ministries. I will show you his website here, and has been very instrumental and has just a great heart and great attitude for teaching. And if you go to chaimbentorahministries.com, you will find wonderful things to help you uh, not only in the Hebrew but in the Aramaic also. So the next one I want to show you was called Dukrana Biblical Research. And Dukrana is a fantastic site. You'll see some letters up at the top here, which are Syrian script. There are different types of Syriac script, if you will. Try not to let that get you bogged down. What's important here is going down to this area where it says Peshitta tool. When you click on the Peshitta tool, you'll see this screen come up, and it talks about the Peshitta New Testament. Again, this is used as a tool for learning. It has just come to light in the past 100 years that the Peshitta Aramaic Syriac New Testament has been discovered. Again, different names for it. Again, we're not trying to get into a debate here over the supremacy or the accuracy of this, because there are many facets of understanding, if you will, here. But what we do know is that it is a great tool. And so by picking, at least my favorites here are to check these boxes of the USB Peshitta text with the vowel signs. I like them because it helps me as I'm transitioning from Hebrew into the Aramaic. I prefer the Eastern versus the Western Peshitta versus Peshito. Again, another area that you, if you care to, can study, and you may find you like the Western better. And then I also like to put up the Hebrew characters because I'm more fluent with the Hebrew than I am the Aramaic, and using this as a learning tool. But it shouldn't keep you from discovery, and I guess that's the reason I'm sharing all of this. So we show verses. Let's click down and let's go to St. John chapter 1, put that in the box. There are other commentaries and translations that you can look at. You'll find that these are some very influential people, instrumental in bringing the Peshitta to the Western world, and have done great research. They have websites, they have translations, all very valuable to give us greater insight. But once you've picked your verse, go down to load verses, and you will see when you scroll down that there are the verses. Remember, like Hebrew, Aramaic reads right to left. And so here we have the script of the Syriac script. And again, there are different types of script. There are places where you can learn the alphabet. And again, it's pronounced a little different. Forgive me, because I'm using more of a Hebrew pronunciation, and then also my Hebrew pronunciation is more of a modern type based upon what you'd hear in a synagogue at somewhat of a Reformed or Orthodox synagogue. So my pronunciation will be along those lines. Again, many different facets and thoughts on how a person wants to pronounce it, how you want to pronounce the vowels, how you want to pronounce some of the consonants. I just personally chose to stay with the style that I would be able to practice and hear spoken so that I could learn it better. And that is the way a modern Jewish person in the United States, Midwestern United States, would speak, and what vowels they would use, vowel soundings, and how they'd pronounce their consonants. So that's what you will notice. So here you see John 1:1 with the Syriac script over the top. This is so helpful that you just hover over it and you see a pop out, fly out that gives you a pronunciation. And then below it, you can see the corresponding um, Hebrew characters from Hebrew alphabet, but they would be spelled, the words are spelled in a Aramaic format. So if you know Hebrew, you can get through this pretty well. But this is a fantastic tool, so I wanted to show you that. Um, Another area that I wanted to show you of what we'll be using is what I find fascinating. It's a dictionary of the Targumim. This is by Marcus Jastrow. It is a Hebrew author, and the Targumim are is a Talmud. Again, lots of different names here of the the Jewish commentary, and you can go to a site called Sefaria, Sefaria library. And there you can have a huge database of all of the different, call them commentaries that exist for the Hebrew Bible, but then also in the Aramaic. And the Aramaic here, I think, gives us a little bit of insight because it's not necessarily biblical literature, but it's literature from that time period. And it enhances our meaning. Sometimes the scriptures just don't give us enough substance to gain a complete meaning of the word plays and of the rhyming and somewhat of the colloquialisms that they use in those days, the slang, if you will, that's somewhat being used, and it does show up in the scriptures, and that's the beauty of it. So the Targumim of the Talmud, you'll see that there is a alphabet over here, very similar to the Hebrew, uses the Hebrew characters. You click on that and it will take you to the words, and you just click on it and it brings it up here in a page. This one, being Av uh, and Aleph Beit, and take you through it. So those of you familiar with Hebrew, this will not look very different from you. So with that, just wanted to give you that understanding that we'll be using those resources, and I hope that gives you just a basis for feeling that, okay, I can do this, I can find these, I can bring them up, I can look through them, I can learn how to navigate through them, and I can get some tools to gain a deeper insight. So with that, I think that will end our kind of preface on why we're doing this, how we're doing it. And again, the purpose is not to be a scholarly work. This is to just show you that there are tools out there, and these are just some of the basic ones. There are many more, many wonderful websites. Just go into your browser and type in Aramaic or Biblical Aramaic, and you will be filled with lots of wonderful resources of different scripts. You can do some studies on just the textual criticism of the different Peshitta scripts that are available, how they were compiled. I think it's an interesting study just to look at what's been done for how sentences are completed, what books of the Bible were included, what were not included. Read about the Church of the East that was centered in Babylon versus the Church of the West, which was centered in Constantinople and then later became in Rome. You'll find some fascinating things, and the Church of the East settled in Babylon is basically where we're going to be somewhat going back to. They're the ones who had the Peshitta text. And again, you can read the claims that they offer that are fantastic of how they received it and how they feel it's the authentic text that was brought to them by the apostles. And so this is just intended to enhance your knowledge and just realize that there's a lot more here than what maybe we have learned through the years, and some fantastic studies meant to build your faith, increase your faith in God, see how God has provided these tools for us to just gain a deeper knowledge. And it's meant to be a treasure. It's meant to be something that we seek out. And I know from experience that this is not easy. It's not something that you can sit down and get up to speed with in a few minutes. This is a lifestyle change. This is taking a pursuit that will be a blessing for you for the rest of your life. And it is worth the time. I have spent years just learning the Hebrew and learning the alphabet and getting comfortable with it, and now getting into the Aramaic. And other than the Lord filling me with His Spirit, this has been one of the greatest experiences of my life, because of the enrichment and the beauty of learning the Word of God and seeing how much He truly loves us, and finding out that His Word can speak to us individually and minister to us in ways that are just not coming through in the English translation. So, well, God bless you with that. Thank you so much for hopefully subscribing to this channel. And once you get through these 2 introductory videos, we will start on some word studies. So God bless you, and we'll talk to you soon. Bye-bye.